All right, mon ami, I have so much to share with you today. We are on the eve of GenCon, the biggest tabletop event of the year, and this is going to be our first time going as the Gallant Goblin, so we have a lot going on. We have several meetings planned with WizKids, with Steamforged Games, and a couple of others. Some of the things that we learned we're going to have to keep close to our vests, but we're going to try to share with you as much as we can. We may do some live videos on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, so be sure you're following us there if you want to see that. And we may do a few lightly edited videos here on our regular YouTube channel here, maybe interviews or previews of what we see there. And we're still kind of figuring out the best way that we can do live coverage of events like this, so bear with us as we figure it out and let us know what you like and what you don't like. We are also doing a few panels of our own at GenCon if you want to come and see us. First, we have the Uncaged Goddesses panel on Friday at 2 p.m. And then we'll be on a panel with Brian Collin from Infinite Black and a few others as we make a new RPG live with the audience. That panel is called Let's Make an RPG, and it'll be on Saturday at 4 p.m. You do need tickets to attend these panels though, but the tickets are free. As far as I know, there are only a few tickets left for each event, so if you do want to attend, check out the links in the doohickey down below for those panels. We may also schedule a little unofficial Gallant Goblin meetup if you just want to come and hang out. For details about that, come check out our Discord channel. And if you just want to see us, if you do just happen to see us wandering around the conference floor, come up and say hi. We would love to meet you. And next on the agenda for today, we have a giveaway winner to announce, and we're a bit late on this one, so apologies for that. This giveaway is for a booster box of Pathfinder Battles, the Mwangi Expanse, and those are some minis from WizKids. It's a really awesome set. If you haven't seen our review of it yet, check it out in the corner of the screen up there. And remember, if you only play D&D, you can always use Pathfinder minis in your D&D games too, and you should consider checking out Pathfinder because it's really cool. Stay tuned to the end of the video for that winner. But you came here to see the Ogre Warband. This Warband series from WizKids is low-key one of the best things they've done. You get several unique minis, so you have just what you need to run a full encounter. And they often include minis for some of the lesser-known stat blocks, so you have a few surprises to throw at your players. And this Ogre Warband is a lot of fun. But before we jump in to talk about our Ogre Warband, don't miss out on the Kickstarter going on right now by our sponsor Hit Point Press. Humblewood Tales is an expansion to the phenomenal 5e campaign setting and adventure book Humblewood. It features expanded lore from the mystical tree city of Alderheart and 200 pages of material including 5 new adventures, pre-made characters so you can hit the ground running, a bestiary, new magic items, 3 new subclasses, and more. Plus there's new dice, new minis, standees, fold-out maps, VTT assets, reference cards, and a freaking vinyl soundtrack. Humblewood Tales is available as a book, box set, and a Kickstarter exclusive collector's edition. Check it out using the link in the eye in the corner of your screen up there or in the doohickey down below. Humblewood is one of the best campaigns that I've ever run, and I am so excited to get more material for it. Check it out before it's too late. But now let's get to our Ogre Warband. Our first 3 ogres are just labeled as ogres, with the very first one here obviously being inspired by the art for the ogre in the monster manual. On their own, ogres are pretty much just angry brutes. They see something they want, they're going to come and bash you over the head until they get it. Their intelligence is 5, the same as a hill giant or a white dragon wormling. They have the capability to communicate, to cook their food, to live together, to fashion weapons, to dress themselves, but that's kind of it. Our next ogre here has traded in their club for a javelin, and their stat block does come ready with both options. The javelin can be used for ranged combat or for melee, but it does slightly less damage than the club. But those are the only 2 attack options you have in the stat block as written. So if you are running these as a warband, that is one way you can keep things interesting. They also do have dark vision, so a campsite ambush at night after the campfire has been extinguished may make the fight a little bit more interesting for your party. Regular ogres have a CR of 2. The third ogre here comes with an axe. I don't necessarily think that ogres are capable of forging their own axe heads, though maybe there are 1 or 2 in the tribe who might have higher than normal intelligence. I tend to think the axe was pillaged from somewhere else though. Now the thing about ogres is that oftentimes they aren't just encountered on their own. Sometimes they'll bully smaller races into subservience, and sometimes they themselves get dominated by more intelligent races who use them as labor or as walking weapons. For example, the Ogre Howdah here. First of all, the elaborate howdah that it has strapped to its back is far beyond the construction capabilities of your typical 5 intelligence ogre. Someone has captured this ogre, chained it up, made the howdah, and attached it to its back. Then they will send this beast out in the first wave of an attack before risking their own troops. So you're not likely to see a creature like this in just a normal, independent Ogre Warband. But what's the point of having an entire protected fort on your back if you don't have troops to man it? Luckily, this set comes with 2 Goblin minis to ride along, as you can see here. The Ogre Howdah has its own CR2 stat block in the Mordenkainen's Tome of Foes book, or in Monsters of the Multiverse. The Ogre itself, according to the stat block, can just bash stuff with its fist, but the creatures in the Howdah, and it can hold up to 4 small-sized creatures like goblins or kobolds, get 3/4 cover and can only be hit with melee weapons that have the reach property. If you do want to include the Ogre Howdah as part of a regular Ogre Warband, you may want to consider having him as an ogre that once served another master, but who escaped or who got lost during a battle. Once he has his little Howdah backpack, he's smart enough to keep lugging it around for his little goblin buddies. He just probably wouldn't be smart enough to make it himself. If you're curious about how these goblins stack up to our other WizKids Goblin minis, here you can see them together. For creatures this size, removing the base definitely gives them a bit of a height disadvantage, but they're certainly to the same scale as our other Goblin minis, if a little less armored. And here's the whole set together. It's interesting to note the different skin tone of the Ogre Howdah, but of course there's always going to be some variation in the skin tones among these races. Now, Mordenkainen's and Monsters of the Multiverse have 3 other stat blocks for ogres with similar contraptions that we didn't get minis for in this particular set. The Ogre Battering Ram, the Ogre Chain Brute, and the Ogre Bolt Launcher. But we do have minis we can use for them. We got the Ogre Battering Ram and the Bolt Launcher minis in the Volos and Mordenkainen's Icons of the Realm set back in 2019. We don't have an Ogre Chain Brute mini per se, but you can use the Rakdos Ogre mini from the Ravnica set if you want to. And, if you remember, we actually got an Ogre in the very second Proto-Warband set, Cave Defenders. And of course, he still fits right in. And finally, there is a Goblin Hucker mini from Monster Menagerie 3. You'll note that our new ogres have a more greenish tint to their skin as well. The Ogre Warband is another winner in my book, though again, I think you do have to put a little bit more thought into how you use these minis, particularly the Howdah, as that's not a normal thing for ogres to be carting around. But it's certainly one of the more fun sets that we've gotten recently, and the little protected and mobile goblins could pose a little bit of a challenge for some of those lower level parties. We have quite a few other warbands expected by the end of the year. Off the top of my head, we're still expecting a Bugbear pack, a Hobgoblin pack, and perhaps, most interestingly, a Githyanki pack just in time for Spelljammer. And with Bugbears, Hobgoblins, and Githyanki being playable races, you got yourself a bunch of new PC minis too. The Ogre Warband set should land any day now for between $55 and $65. Definitely on the high end for our Warband packs. They typically go for between $40 and $45, and the upcoming packs I just mentioned are priced at that standard level. So this seems to be a one-off, perhaps due to the large size of the minis. But let me know what you think of them in the comment section down below, and don't forget to check out the Humblewood Tales Kickstarter before it's too late. The link is in the corner of your screen. A couple more things before we wrap up. First, the winner of the Pathfinder Battles Mwangi Expanse booster box is Stephen Stirrer. Congratulations, Stephen. Drop us an email at thegallantgoblin@gmail.com to claim that prize. And I agree, the Galoma are a really interesting ancestry to play, and that was a really great mini. And I also want to give a quick shout out to the folks who make our minis. If you're looking to get some professional minis made for a project that you're working on, reach out to these kind folks. They helped us put together our Cobalt minis, and they were fantastic. They've even helped make minis for WizKids. They're called Forged Manila, and they are celebrating their 5th anniversary. Congratulations to the team. If you're looking to get some minis made, we have the link for them down below. Check them out. You won't be disappointed. And our printable minis are available now as well. You can pick them up at koboldplush.com. We're also getting ready to ship out our first set of Kobold plushies, namely Classic Rory. Classic Rory without changeable gear was created to test our manufacturing process, so we have a bunch of these ready to go. If you want to get your hands on Classic Rory, you can pick them up today as well at koboldplush.com. And And if you already ordered him as part of the Kickstarter or after that, just make sure your address is up to date so he can arrive safely at your door. The rest of the kobolds are in the queue right now to hit the factory floor, so we are still on track to hit our December goal. And don't forget to come say hi at GenCon. We'll have all the links to our panels down below. And remember to come check out our Discord server if you want to attend our little meetup. We still haven't quite decided when and where it's going to be, so we're going to just announce it on our Discord channel when we figure it out. I think that's everything. When we get back from GenCon, I'll get out from behind this table again so we can have a bit more fun around the house, maybe around the community. Right now, I just need to get this video to you before we start packing to head out the door again. But thank you for watching today, all the way to the end here. You can always keep track of us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And until next time, take care, have fun, love each other, and I'll see you next time at GenCon.